Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lattes on My Mind. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Felina.
What are we going to be talking about this fine, beautiful day, Felina?
We are going to be talking about the Dover Demon.
Ooh, I'm fascinated.
So grab your lattes and join us for the journey. So, Hannah.
What's up?
I was awoken this morning.
Oh, no.
First by, do we have another plant to put in here? Because this one's dead.
That's what you woke up to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sleeping, snoozing. And then the vacuum starts.
Guys,
I guess I'm waking up on this Saturday morning.
I was going to say, guys, it's Saturday morning, just so you know.
Yeah. I was like, are you kidding me?
I thought you told him to vacuum yesterday.
I did tell him to vacuum yesterday.
So why are you waking up to a vacuum?
Because he did not vacuum yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is fine, I guess.
How come, okay, not to call out Marshall, but how come he seems to wake up earlier on the weekends than he does on the other days?
I don't know. I don't know. He does, though.
He does. You're always like, oh, he's asleep still when we're at work. And then whenever I come over for the weekend, you're like, Marshall woke me up at like...
It's because he's finally free. He doesn't have anything he has to get to.
Well, but he started his job again, right?
No, I know, but like on the weekends, he's free. He has nowhere to get to. He doesn't have to get up, so he can wake up and do whatever he wants.
So it's easier to get up,
yeah, because he makes the schedule.
That I understand, but come on,
are you like that? Are you asleep in on the weekends, or are you I wake up earlier on the weekends? Because I do wake up around the same time. Like
you're crazy.
It's like an hour after I'm like. Usually, I wake up between 6 and 8 during the
wide
week.
Range.
Well, yeah, it just depends. But during the week, but then I wake up at like 8:39.
Girl, on the weekends. That's not sleeping in.
Well, no, but I think it's just because my body's used to waking up around that time. Now I can roll over on the weekends and go back to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I did roll over and it was like 6 o'clock. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
which I don't even wake up, and then I rolled back and I fell asleep. To like 10 again, and then I got up because we had to do this. But otherwise, I'd be like, listen, on the weekends, it's noon, it's 1, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I also stay up late, but last night I fell asleep during both episodes of Bones.
Oh, no.
And then Wes was like, I'll let you nap. Like, close your eyes for 45 minutes, and I'll wake you back up and we'll watch more. And apparently, he tried to wake me up.
And you just were out.
No, I didn't wake up.
Yeah, no recollection at all. I do that. I do that a lot. Marshall will be like, I tried to wake you up. And you were out.
I said, well, no. I said, no, you didn't. That's all I know. You tried to wake me up.
I was telling him, I'm like, try harder, because I'm going to be like, no, get off. Like, in my sleep, I don't want you to wake me up, but try harder. Wake me up.
Well, and recently, like, you know how that I am on the medication for my OCD. It knocks me out sometimes to the point where I'm like saying crazy things. And we talked about this because I told the story.
And you have crazy dreams too.
I don't remember. I do have crazy dreams. Last night I had a dream where I was like painting something, and it was like a little mushrooms and like a little like sky, like a night sky. It was kind of cute.
You should do it. I know. You should do it.
I know. I was like, okay,
there you go.
Paint this.
You were talking about how you were artistic. We get artistic blocks. You were talking about how you had like a little block.
Big time.
You should do it.
That's probably why I had the dream, because when I talk about things, it then happens in my dream.
Yeah.
Which never happened before the medication. Like I couldn't remember my dreams, and now I
can't remember my dreams either.
Right. And now I'm like, oh, we were like about to sing and perform, and like I was reading the lyrics, like they're vivid. Like I'm reading things, I'm like, this says this, and it changes the lyrics.
It's like a song you heard in the gas station. Like,
no, it was funny because it was like a Wicked song, and it was like, but it was like changed. Like it was like a parody or something of it, but like not a parody. Me and my sisters were going to perform it for some talent show.
Yeah, you were.
This was like a week ago, by the way.
And she still remembers it. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was like me, Shayna, and Melissa. Sorry, Leanna. I don't know why we didn't have you singing with us, but...
Was Leanna, when you went to go see your parents the most recent time, was Leanna there?
Yeah.
Oh.
But not as long.
Oh, well, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. So, yeah. Leanna, you have to... make your presence more known to be in my dreams, apparently.
She was directing you guys. That's what it was.
Yeah, she was probably coming to see it or direct us or something.
Yeah, she's the one who put it all together. I don't know.
There's no need to be offended because sometimes Wes isn't in my dreams and sometimes he is, and sometimes I'm like with someone else besides Wes. So no need to be too offended if you're not in the dream. Because I could be with anyone in my dream. Yeah. Apparently. I always have to confess to Wes. I said I was with someone else in my dream last night.
I'm so sorry.
And one time I was with the book character I was reading.
Oh, yikes!
It's been like I told you, this stuff really affects your dreams. I've never had dreams like this in my life.
It's medication. It really it's working overdrive for you.
It is. I'm sorry that I'm distracting you for so long because I think you had something.
Oh, no, you're fine. I had another thing to say too, though. We went to now. Okay, so it's a little different because this happened last weekend, not like this weekend, because now we're recording every other Saturday. We're recording both of our episodes. But we went to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And Hannah already knows about this because I was telling my mom at work. My mom had called me and I was telling her.
I overheard.
And so we were at Texas Roadhouse, minding our business, having a conversation.
Eating those rolls.
Eating those rolls. I'm mid-sentence, right? And this man, I see this elderly gentleman, and he looks like he's like wearing like work clothes, not like job work, but like what's it called, like blue collar work clothes. And he walks up and I think, oh, he's probably going to the bathroom. He makes eye contact, so I like nod.
You do the nod, the awkward nod.
We made eye contact, so hello.
I acknowledge you as a human.
Yes. And then I think he's going to the bathroom, but no, he walks up, he goes, hey, I got something to say. You listening? And then he turns to Marshall and he goes, are you listening, young man? He like said it like 5 times.
I guess I am.
He was making sure he was listening, and Marshall was like, what's up? Like, what's going on here? And he goes, you behave yourself.
Okay.
And I was like, what the heck? And then he goes, you got this nice lady right here. You behave. And then we like awkwardly laughed and he walked away. And went back. We were sitting in the bar area, but at like the booths in the bar. And he went back to the other side of the bar and sat back down. He literally got up just to say that to Marshall. And we were like, and then we felt like we were being watched the entire rest of the time. And then we got our to-go boxes and then he got up and left. And we were like, this is freaky.
That's weird. Not to analyze it too much, but he's making some assumptions here. He's making the assumption that Marshall is not behaving himself and that you're nice. And not saying you're not, but like, what is he?
I mean, I can be mean.
Yeah, but you're a nice person. But like, obviously it's like, why is he thinking that Marshall is like, like not treating
misbehaving?
You right?
Yeah, like I was like, okay, what?
Like, yeah, I know. That's what I feel like.
Like we were just goofing off, like we were joking around, and then it was just like we were being watched the entire time, and we couldn't like.
That makes it uncomfortable.
We were like, what is going on? Like, why?
Marshall had to be on his best behavior.
Yeah, he said maybe it's prophetic. Well, but then Marshall goes, as soon as he walked away, he goes, who's that? And, like, I knew who it was. And I was like...
well, I mean, I would have probably assumed that too. Like, you know them?
I was like, I don't know. I said, I figured they were from church and they saw you playing the drums or like you had a conversation with them. He goes, I've never seen them.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well...
But like someone at church has to know, like if you're up on stage playing an instrument, like you're not going to know who everyone in the congregation is.
Right.
So it's
you
like...
would think...
Are you going to introduce yourself actually? Like...
Yeah, no, he was alone and he went right back and he kept doing what he was doing, and then we were like, this is uncomfy.
I feel like I am being scrutinized.
Yeah. And then we were like, what is happening? And then we were like trying not to laugh because we felt like he was watching us and we didn't want him to think we were laughing at him, but we were 100% laughing at him. Well, not at him, but like the situation, you know?
I mean, he's the one who, I mean, he kind of asked for it.
He kind of did.
You know, because he kind of interjected himself in just a marriage date.
Wouldn't it be one thing if it was like, oh, you see like this young couple, you crack a joke and then you go to the bathroom? No, he literally just got up just to say that. And I was like, okay. It was weird. It was freaky.
Maybe he was projecting. Maybe he was misbehaving.
Maybe he needs to behave himself.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little cuckoo and he is off his meds.
And it could just be that he was lonely and trying to start a conversation, and he kind of just flopped.
But he just walked away.
Yeah.
He didn't even stick around to like introduce himself, or I'm just joking.
Try to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Behave yourself.
You behave yourself.
And then walked away. And then we were like,
yeah,
awkward laughs. He wasn't saying it to me. He was saying it to Marshall.
I know, but still, like,
I'm just,
yeah. You're just nice.
Bold of you to assume I'm not going to misbehave.
Yeah. I've seen Felina misbehave.
Have you?
So many times.
All the times.
We always misbehave. I mean, that's just the nature of
humans.
Yes, in life.
Yes.
You gotta have some fun.
You do gotta have some fun.
Just like demons have fun. No, just kidding. Was not,
wow.
That was
so
not to steal your segue.
There we segue.
Maybe we should just go segue. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at these. Go ahead. Tell me.
So you know who was just trying to have some fun?
Who, Felina?
Is these kids that saw the Dover Demon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. They were having fun.
They were trying to have some fun. They were looking for some fun.
So it was kids.
They were looking to misbehave.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the Dover Demon. I had never heard of it before, and I felt like we needed to do a cryptid. So I was looking into different cryptids.
I've heard the name. That's all I'm going to say. I think that's it.
I hadn't even really heard the name before.
I think just like in my like perusing of the names and lists of things, I've seen it, but I don't really know about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the description, and then I'm going to give you what happened. Okay,
oh boy. So, I love the description.
It is a pale alien-like creature.
Awesome.
It has glowing green eyes. One account said it had orangish eyes, but
okay,
green also. Another account said green. It has a disproportionately large.
That's a hard word.
Watermelon-shaped head.
Watermelon? So like elongated watermelon?
Yeah. Ew. Yeah. It has thin, long arms and legs. It has slender fingers and a rough, flesh-toned skin. I don't know what rough, flesh-toned skin mean. I mean,
like a
probably
lizard?
Mean like
almost like a
kind of like a bumpy, maybe.
So an alien,
right? It's 4 feet tall in description, and it often travels on all fours.
Ew! I don't like that.
But
sorry.
But it has been spotted like just standing like on 2 legs.
Sorry, whenever I think of like
4-legged creatures coming at you.
Well, like not even 4-legged creatures, because if it's a 4-legged creature, okay, fine. But if it's something that looks kind of humanoid, that looks like it should be walking, and then it goes down on all fours and like scurries toward you, like no, that is from a horror movie, like that.
It is. it is from a horror movie.
It is a demon.
It's a demon. Okay, so that's the description of it.
Okay, I don't like it.
It was spotted in Dover, Massachusetts on April 21st, 1997. And Dover, Massachusetts is about 15 minutes from Boston.
Oh, okay. So
miles.
Oh, one of those things.
One of those.
It's all about the same if you're going.
Yeah, it really is about the same. So it's close to Boston.
Okay.
Now, the first sighting, and I think the most... this guy was like the most like interviewed person for it, and I think it's because he's now like he's like a well-known like artist now.
Oh, okay.
And so he does all this like artistic work, and so and then everybody's like, now you also spotted the Dover. So like they're trying to get that. Yeah, I remember reading one thing where it was like he wishes he had like he knows he saw it. Like, there's no denying he saw it, but he wishes he had made it up sometimes. That way he could just be like, I made that up. And then everybody would drop it.
Because it like takes it away from, like your art or whatever.
Also, in case you didn't notice.
What?
This is coming out in April.
Right.
And we did not plan that.
Because... Why is this so significant?
This is so significant because the sightings happened in April of 1977.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
77 or 97?
1977.
Oh, I thought you said 97.
It's 1977.
Okay,
just in case I did.
Or I might have just heard it wrong. That happens.
But yeah, so...
Dang.
We did it again. Every time that has happened to us, it's been an accident.
We literally released... wasn't it the one you did, like Krampus on the day like that they celebrate... like whatever it is when they celebrate Krampus. It was like the day.
On the day that it
was like
starts.
and it was a coincidence. We keep doing it and it's an accident.
We were like, oh no. This one isn't going to release on the 21st, but it will release in April. Maybe take a trip to Dover, Massachusetts and see if you can spot it.
I mean, I've never been to Massachusetts. Let's go on a road trip.
Let's go. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first sighting was William Bartlett. He, I think, goes by Bill or went by Bill.
Nice.
He was 17 years old at the time, and it was around 10 p.m., and he was driving down a street called Farm Street. And he said he was going roughly 40 miles an hour. He was looking for, like, he had some friends in this car. They were named Mike Mazzocco and Andy Brody.
Okay.
And they were looking for a party to go to while they were on spring break. So they were on spring break. They came back to Dover, I guess. And they were just driving around looking for trouble to get into.
They were looking for misbehaving.
They were looking to misbehave.
Okay.
No, that's not his words. That's us. That's our words.
Sorry.
So he was driving and he was all of a sudden startled when he saw a creature. And he said it was unlike a creature he had ever seen before. It had glowing eyes, almost like an animal's eyes reflecting in like the light.
Yeah.
And then it was like, quote, standing on a wall. He said, quote, it was standing on a wall, its eyes glowing. It was not a dog or a cat. It had no tail and it had an egg-shaped head.
Oh, and what animal has like an egg-shaped head?
Right? Like there's no animals that have egg-shaped heads. He said its fingers like they held onto, like, I guess it was like a broken wall. Like it was like broken, kind of like, you know how Kentucky has like those like the walls,
kind of the historical.
I'm imagining something along that line.
Yeah.
And so it said its fingers were like held onto the wall, and then he only saw it for a very short second, but he said as he saw it, it like began like moving along the stones.
Oh, I don't like it.
Well, he immediately asked his friends, he was like, did you guys see that? And they were like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. And so he turned his car around to see if he could find it again, but it was gone.
Of course. Oh, that would make me so mad.
I know. I'd be like, I'm not crazy. I swear I'm not crazy. Well, then he went home that night, and he's an artist, right? So he's like been an artist. I know he's like only 17 years old, but like,
right. But yeah,
you know, he went home, he sketched it on a piece of paper, right? And then on the back of that piece of paper, he wrote, quote, I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature, end quote. So he's like, I know I saw it. I'm not making this up. I saw this. And here's another thing too, is like, if you're from an area and you've been like raised in an area, or even if like you moved to that area 2 or 3 years ago, you've pretty much seen
the wildlife
that you are going to see there. Like it's, you know, you can see something and be like, oh, that's a weird looking animal, you know, like, oh, why does that wolf look weird? You know, it's like, you know, the like wildlife in your area.
You're not going to see a bear every single day, but you've seen them
after a little bit, you know? So, or you've heard about them being there. And so if you see something that looks like it, you're going to automatically go to that, right? But this was like nothing he had ever seen. And so it was weird. He reported a year later that he was like in his truck. I think he had a friend with him again this time, or his girlfriend with him or something, and something landed on his truck. They heard a thud on his truck, and then it like scurried off, but he couldn't get a good look at it. But he always like chalks it up to, oh, that was the same thing. Maybe it was like the same thing coming back, because that's two weird coincidences a year apart.
Yeah.
But that's not like a confirmed sighting.
Like he's like, I didn't actually see it.
But he does attribute it to the Dover demon.
The demon.
Now, we're going to get into John Baxter.
Who's John Baxter?
John Baxter was 15 years old. And this was, he saw it 2 hours later. On the same night. So it was about midnight.
Okay.
And he saw it on Miller High Road. So what had happened was he was leaving his girlfriend's house. Again, they're on spring break. So he was leaving his girlfriend's house and he was walking home for the night. I mean, it's 1977.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a small town.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know.
Right.
I just figured it would be like a smaller town outside of a big city, you know? So like, you're just walking home.
Yeah.
He saw/heard a small figure like approaching him, but it was like dark, so he couldn't like see what it was
approaching.
Right. And so it came into the light a little bit. I don't think that it saw him when it started walking out, and then it came into the light a little bit. It saw him. He saw sort of it, but didn't get a good look at it. And then it like scurried into like this wooded area. And then he was like, what was that? So he followed it into the wooded area, which horror movie 101.
Don't do.
If you're not sure what it was, you go back inside and you're like, I think I need a ride home.
That's
I'm
how
not
I am.
Walking out there.
I'd be like, other way.
No, thank you. Anyways, so he followed it, and then this is where he gets like a good look at the creature. So he like stops right at the edge of like the wooded area where it had like scurried away to like see if he can find it.
See it, yeah.
And then he sees the creature. It's sitting near a tree, and this is weird. He said its feet were, quote, molded to the rock.
Molded?
Like...
So like
wrapped around, like gripping the rock, molded to the rock. It like that's weird.
Gripping it. That's not like a typical animal.
No, I don't think I know of any animal that would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like a bird, but it's not flying. It has four legs.
Why would it be? Yeah,
you know,
there ain't no bird just like waltzing out.
Yeah, and then scurrying away.
Yeah,
you know, there's no bird with a long head. Is there like an egg-shaped head, a watermelon-shaped head?
I mean, not really. I mean, there's like cranes and stuff, but they're long, thin. You know what I mean? Like things are like.
But they go down this way. They
go down this way.
This way.
Oh, so it goes like out in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know of anything like that.
Yeah.
A pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl.
It's a dinosaur.
Exactly. I mean, you never know.
Hey, you know, maybe
survived.
Maybe it like that's like the. What did we do?
Loch Ness? Or
we did some, maybe I read it.
It's possible. Is it like there was like one that was like, oh, it could be a leftover dinosaur?
Yeah.
I thought it was a Loch Ness, but it could have been something else too. I can't remember. What else have we done, guys?
Maybe we did that, and then I also read something about it.
Probably.
Because I remember it being like in the wooded area. And it was just like hiding out in a wooded area. And it was like...
Mothman?
Mothman.
You did... I mean, it could have been maybe when you did the Jersey Devil.
It could have been.
Because you know how it was that big bat?
Yeah.
That bat you showed me? Ugh.
Yeah. Yes. It probably... Yeah. That probably was it. And how they were like hiding out and then like reproducing or something like that.
My sister said she went and looked up that bat after we talked about it. And she was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I know.
Terrifying.
It is terrifying. Yeah.
It was, if you haven't listened to the Jersey Devil, Loch Ness Monster, or Mothman, you should go back and find those and listen to them because they're good.
Cryptids are fun, guys.
Cryptids are fun.
Even if you don't believe in them.
Yeah, it's fun to like hear what people think they saw or what people think it could be or whatever.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So he said it was molded to the rock. He said it had a figure 8 shaped head. So again, it's like this elongated, and I don't think
figure 8.
Like it's like, okay, it's like, think of Alien, like an alien. Like its face is like where it should be, and then it like goes back and up. Like that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
Well, I'll post the drawing of it.
E.T. up in here or something.
Seriously. I'll post the drawing of it like on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about.
I want to see it.
Instagram, Facebook, you know how it is. So it had, this was weird because it said he had dark eyes, but he also didn't have any light. So it could have, like, it could be that it reflects in the light.
Right? Yeah.
So he said it had dark eyes and its body resembled a monkey.
Okay. So why is there a monkey in
it's Massachusetts. Yeah. Which I will say, like the skinny arms and legs,
and fingers and gripping,
and it's only about 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
It could be a monkey. Sense. Other than the elongated head, it could be a monkey.
Well, and like, cause like, I mean, gorillas have kind of that elongated head, but it's not a gorilla.
It's not a gorilla. It could be a baby gorilla.
That would be huge. Yeah, a little baby gorilla that Yeah, but it sounds
But
like
I feel like that would have been caught.
It's thin. Yeah, it would have been. They would have known it was gone.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like, you say it was an illegal breeder or something. I feel like they would have been able to find it and it would have been caught.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing was ever caught.
Yeah.
They never found this creature.
Also, they said it was. Did they say it was pale?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had
so
human-like skin.
Yeah. So like, what? That's not
Human
monkey.
flesh-toned skin.
flesh-toned skin.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah. So this, rightfully so, scared him to death. John Baxter said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And he like hurries back to the road and he's like visibly stressed out.
Yeah.
And this couple driving along the road sees him and then they offer to give him a ride back home because they can see that he looks like stressed. He's like in distress.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they like asked him about it, but they were like, "Are you good? You need a ride home?" And he was like, "Yeah."
I'm kind of freaked out.
Yeah, like, because imagine you see
is this
that
2 a.m. You said
this is 12.
Oh, okay. I thought
midnight.
it was okay. So they saw
This
it.
is midnight.
Okay,
They saw it at 10, and then he saw it at midnight.
Okay. I was like,
and he saw it alone. Like at least
he was with
at
friends.
least Bill Bartlett saw it with people.
And in a car.
Yeah, in a car. He's
Yeah.
walking, and he's only 15. You know, so it's like, oh my gosh. So he too went home and drew the creature.
Interesting.
So you have two accounts
In the same night.
in the same night, very close together in location.
Yeah.
And then they both draw it, and you can compare those drawings.
Is it similar enough?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously one of them is better because he's an art student.
Oh,
But,
right.
like,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're similar enough.
Yikes.
And then we have our third and final sighting
Oh my goodness.
of the Dover demon.
Final?
Final.
Oh no. So only 3 sightings. So kind of like the Fresnos.
Yeah, only ever been 3 sightings. This sighting, it was Abby Brabham, whatever.
However you say it.
And now, for the longest time, I only saw her name. But then I found that she was actually with her boyfriend, Will Trainter.
Okay. We don't know.
I don't know if that's real.
Just wait till you hear the French names that I have to say.
Yeah. I don't know if that's real or not, but I did see that there is an account that he was
possibly with her.
Possibly with him.
Interesting.
Now, she's 15 years old.
They're all, yeah.
They're all teenagers.
Yeah.
He's 18 years old.
Okay.
So I was like, well, maybe that's why he wasn't mentioned. Maybe that's why. But this one happened on April 22nd. So this happened the next night.
Oh, gosh.
At 12 a.m.
The next night at 12 a.m. So this little creature likes to be out in the midnight hours.
He's nocturnal.
Yes, he
it's
is.
a bat.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it might be that big bat again, whatever it was called.
Maybe. But it's 12 a.m. and the way I couldn't find anything about like Abby Brabham's like account of it until I found the Will Trainter part of it.
Weird.
Yeah. So as the story again, I don't know if it's because he was 18 and she was 15 and they didn't want all of that out, but like as the story goes, apparently Will's car was pulled off on the side of the road. Like they were like driving and they pulled off on the side of the road and just were hanging out.
Okay.
And then they spotted this creature, right? Again, they're in a car, so it's not as terrifying.
Yeah, you would watch it more, I feel like, if you were in a car, because you'd be like, whoa, what the heck is that?
because you feel like you're safe.
Yeah.
You have the safety of your car. You can just drive off. And then Abby said that it was about the size of a goat, which is I feel like about 4 feet tall, you know? And she said, not like if it because it's a different kind of. Yeah, it's a different kind of shape, but like, you know, it's about the same size as a goat, is what she said.
To compare it to.
And they saw the creature standing upright on both of its legs, and it was like next to a tree, holding onto the tree.
It was like, I'm hiding here.
It said, "You're scaring me."
You're scaring
me. It said,
me.
"What are you guys doing over there?"
Because like the only thing I can think of, like when you're saying like standing up, is like in the forest. Like sure, like raccoons will sometimes like stand up, but like not like they'll like hop up and then get down. You know what I mean? Like they usually.
Well, it's not a raccoon because raccoons have fur.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know, but I'm like saying like creatures that actually like get up on their hind legs. It's usually not for long. Like even when we talk about the deer.
Right. No.
Like
it was standing.
It was standing
next to the tree.
Yeah.
Like visibly standing next to the tree. And I don't know if Will wasn't in it because it said nothing about what Will saw or how he felt. It only said what Abby saw.
Interesting.
So it feels like even
What
if
is
there
Will?
are... What is Will?
What is Will hiding?
Yeah.
Besides the fact that that age gap is a little... Yeah.
Well, and I mean, the age gap isn't bad. It's just that she's 15.
She's
and he's
15.
18.
Yeah. That's not... Yeah. Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
But it was 1977, so...
Yeah.
It was the 70s.
Yeah. The 70s of it all, really.
The 70s of it all. It seems like, to me, even if you're with other people, only one person saw it.
Yeah.
It's like...
Why didn't she go, do you see that?
I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. But Bill was with other people, and he's the only one who saw it. Abby was with another person, and there's no mention of that other person seeing it. It's what Abby saw.
Maybe they just had such a bad breakup that they didn't want to discuss
like,
the
whatever.
Like,
maybe he was like, "You're crazy. I'm done with
crazy.
you.
I'm not. Yeah,
you're seeing creatures in the woods that don't exist."
Right. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So all three of the witnesses had like similar accounts. Like they gave a similar enough description,
right,
of the creature when they were interviewed, and all
usually
of the like it's like, okay, that's weird, and it's like they don't have any like connection to each other, right? And so all of the sightings were in a 2-mile radius.
Oh no, that's weird,
right? Whatever it is, it has to live or sleep around that area because it's a 2-mile radius.
Yeah, because usually you're seeing like the thing where it's like, oh, I saw it like across town, like 10 miles that same night and like this amount of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like, how can it travel that
way far?
It clearly was just like running away to the next little safe area, and then it's all... Could you imagine being that creature and you know someone saw you and you're running away, and then you're like, okay, I'm safe, I'm good. And then you run into another person and you're like, oh crap.
Right. It's almost like he's like not used to, like he got separated from his parents or something.
Interesting you say that.
We'll get into that later. I was just saying that like as, okay.
We'll get into that one a little later. Not only were these like sightings on a 2-mile radius,
right? They
were also like, if you look at them on a map, they're in like a straight line. So it's like he was just running down the line, you know?
Yeah.
He was just running around, gallivanting, having a good old time. Maybe he snuck out. He snuck away from mom and dad.
He was the one misbehaving.
He was misbehaving.
Spring break time, guys.
He said, I want to be where the people are.
Little Mermaid alien.
Demon dude.
I
don't think it's obviously it's not a demon, but like right. That's like, what it was coined by Lauren Coleman.
Who's that?
A cryptozoologist.
Oh.
And they came and they spoke to the teens within a week of the sightings. They were like in Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh.
Interviewing them, interviewing their families. They ultimately they concluded that it was credible. They had all seen this. They all believed they had seen this.
And like they didn't know each other before.
They didn't really, no. Well, I mean, I don't know if they like
to school
knew
together.
of each other, but they were like weren't friends. But there was like no mention of them being like, yeah, and they were all friends. So it's like they didn't just like bring like, oh, let's do this hoax or whatever. It was found to not be a hoax. These people legitimately believe that they saw this. Right. And so, okay. So Coleman brought in other UFO researchers because like fresh eyes, you know, you got to get fresh eyes on it. You got to get new ideas from other people. You might not think to ask this, but they'll think to ask this. Right. Look into that, you know. Ultimately, it's not believed to be anything UFO related. So it's not believed to be an alien. Why
do they not think that? Because they didn't see any like other like.
There was no UFO sightings.
No UFO sightings.
There was only 3 sightings of the creature. Nothing of like lights in the sky or anything like that around the same time, you know.
Right. Like, what do they call those things where they like land down? Like, what are they called?
The beams.
The beams, but like where they leave it in the like fields. Do they have a name?
Oh, the like crop circles?
Yes. Yeah. Like there was nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. Yeah. So it's ultimately believed it's not UFO related, but you know, they wanted fresh eyes, and they also requested that local law enforcement continue their investigation and do a comprehensive exam, not only of the witnesses, but also of the witnesses' families. So it's like, are they like fanatics and they're like, you know, like, are they prone to have their minds wander and be like, ooh, I saw that, you know? And nothing was found.
And I feel like
on
the
that.
parents would have been like, listen, they're all friends. They were probably just pulling, like, they were just pulling a prank or something. Like, if one of them would
especially,
have said,
it would be weird because they're all different nights. But, like, if they were together, I would be like, I guess I think they saw that. You know, but, like, if it's different nights, I'd be like, But, it brought attention to the town.
Wow.
It did.
Yeah, Dover.
Yeah. So... there's that. I mean, maybe it was just a marketing strategy on the town's tourism.
Maybe. They hired 3 different people.
And they were like, you said
That's
this.
That's actually a good idea.
That actually is a good idea.
It's dishonest, but, you know.
Yeah. So, again, though, these 3 sightings are the only sightings recorded to date. There's no one that says, oh, I think I might have seen the Dover demon, but it probably wasn't. It was probably just that, like, no one's ever mentioned seeing the Dover demon ever.
That's how the Fresno Nightcrawlers were. Like, it had been like 3 people, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then, like, hardly anything else.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, it's nearly 50 years later.
And nothing.
And people are still trying to figure out what the heck this thing is. Nobody's seen it since then.
Yeah.
And so it's like, did it die?
Did it die?
Is it dead?
Did it move on?
Did it get better at hiding? Did it get in trouble?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I don't know.
And so that's, I think, why people were assuming alien is too, because it's like, well,
where did it go?
Where did it go?
Yeah.
If not just to come, like, observe us and then leave.
Yeah.
You know?
Scouting us out.
Yeah. But, or maybe the Dover demon, like, possessed them all, and that's why there's been no sightings.
Oh, it's a brainwasher.
It's a brainwasher.
Here's the thing. When are aliens going to stop observing us and do something? You know what I mean? Like, when are they going to, like...
I think they're probably already doing things.
To
but
us?
again, it might not be an alien.
Building the pyramids?
Building the pyramid. Yeah.
Speaking of, guys, hold on. Wait, yeah.
Whoa.
Speaking of the pyramids.
The pyramids. Have you guys heard about the sonar
Yes.
reading of the pyramids and all the stuff that's under the pyramids and how there's like this chamber and these spiral?
No, they haven't explored it yet. It's sonar. It's
right.
just
It's
the sonar so far,
yeah.
right?
I say we start digging.
I did too. And isn't there like little shafts or like
yeah, it's like little. They're like spiral staircase.
Yeah.
And it's like it goes down so far. Like, why do you need a staircase that long?
It's like in what is that? National Treasure, where they go and find all that treasure, like underneath wherever it is, Library of Alexandria or something, right? Is it, or is it?
No, it's like on a rock. It's like.
But it's like hidden underneath something, right?
Yeah, but it's like they have to, like, there's like they have to press something into like a rock or something.
It's been a minute since I
watched
watched
near the river or something like that.
But anyway, it's like that. It's like there's spiral staircases that go down to some chamber where there's like the treasure of 1,000 worlds. You know how they're always like the treasure.
But then there's even stuff like underneath of that.
That's speculation, by the way.
Yeah,
that's just me making stuff up. But
I've seen people be like, oh, it was like a power source.
Yeah,
of
a
some
power
sort.
source of what to do what for the pyramid. What do you mean? A power source?
As in, like, it wasn't the Egyptians.
Oh, aliens.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what were the Egyptians using for that?
Like, as in, like, the Egyptians didn't build it, which we knew. We knew they didn't build it. Ain't no way they could build it.
I think they built it.
They did not. No, Hannah, no.
They definitely built it.
It's already unbelievable enough to think that they could pull off building such huge, elaborate pyramids.
But there's so much stuff like that has been built, like
not
over
to that
the world.
Scale.
Well, not to that scale, but I mean,
like it's already unbelievable enough. But add on top of that, then you also have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet down, built like this elaborate chamber,
that's crazy,
and like on top of the pyramid. Ain't no way.
Maybe the aliens came down and they built whatever was underneath it. And then they built the pyramid, and then they said, brainwash the Egyptians, these are just their tombs. And so they're on the top surface to hide what's going on underneath.
Right.
And so we just see this as like a little historical, like the way they bury blah, blah, blah.
Here's my thing. Yeah, it's like people think it was like a burial for like kings and queens and stuff. Yeah, pharaohs, those. Yeah,
no,
it's like the rulers. And stuff like that. But it's like, not if it does that. Not if there's like, ain't no way.
They were doing something else.
Something else was happening.
Something else was happening down.
Also, I saw these pyramids all over the world, right? They're not just in Egypt.
Yeah, they're not as big as the ones in Egypt.
Yeah, but like these other pyramids also like have this underneath them.
Really?
So it's like, it's gotta be aliens.
So are the ones that they have found, they're the ones in Giza? Like the ones we always see? Like the main pyramids?
Like the
Great
pyramids. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How have they just found that though?
Because a guy did a sonar scan.
And they haven't done that before.
I guess they hadn't done it before.
What the heck, guys?
I don't know why
Do your due diligence.
Yeah. Come on now, people.
Come on, you know that they're burying stuff underneath. Come on.
But not like that, because it's like, it's not even, you guys should look into it if you
look into it. It's
but
new.
it's not even like, oh, there's like just a small chamber and then like a small little spiral staircase.
Yeah.
No, it's like miles and miles and miles deep.
Yeah. We got to figure out what the miles.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. And I'm like, why do you need a staircase that long? For nothing. Like there's nothing around it. It's just and I don't even know if it's a staircase, but it's like pillars.
Maybe it was like a war, like when war came, they were gonna, I know that they had like bombs and stuff, but they went down there for like when the, when they got raided. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm just making stuff up.
I don't think so.
Anyway, sorry to sidetrack about the pyramids. Just had to mention
it. Was the war against the aliens.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so where were we?
Talking about the Dover demon and how he was alien-like, but they don't think it's aliens.
Yeah, they don't think he's an alien. And again, there's only 3 sightings. It's been nearly 50 years. Now, another thing that's weird is like this doesn't match the description of any of the other cryptids. So it's like, it's not like it could be mistaken as another. It's not like Bigfoot.
No, it's not like
spotted everywhere. Like it doesn't really match other cryptids.
Right.
The only thing it sort of sounds like is an alien, but they've already discounted it as an alien. Right. I don't know how they can. Hannah's bored.
Sorry, no, I'm not.
I don't know how they can like completely discount it as an alien, but like
there's some reason why they did.
Regardless, they don't think it's an alien. I guess again, there's not enough evidence of something coming and going,
yeah.
And there was only the 3 sightings.
Right.
So some people believe, some skeptics, I should say, believe that this all happened because recently a movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind had come out.
Okay, so
so it's like, okay, so these kids watched this movie and then they had like an overactive imagination, basically. Right. So basically what is this movie? Because it's from 1977 and I guarantee none of us have seen it.
I'm surprised I haven't.
Yeah, Hannah has watched old movies.
I have watched some old movies.
But then again, it's also about aliens.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You wouldn't have been able to, yeah. So it's about a group of people who attempt to contact alien intelligence.
Awesome.
And they witness an unidentified flying object, so a UFO, and they even get like sunburns. This is from Google. So I just basically copied the description from Google.
Okay, so Google, thanks for this description.
Yes, thank you, Google. And even had like a sunburn from the bright lights.
Like from the alien ships?
Yeah, from it like coming down, to prove that they had seen an alien spaceship.
Okay. Whatever.
A UFO. One of the characters refuses to accept one of the explanations for what he saw and is prepared to give up his entire life to pursue the truth about UFOs.
What? His whole life?
And that is what this is about.
Okay.
So I know it's not a UFO, but it's like it could have. I don't know what's actually in the movie. If there's like a small little creature that looks like it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Because like, why would they see this creature if it wasn't even in the movie?
Right, and all 3 of them. You know.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
So that's what many skeptics believe, that this influenced the sightings because this had just come out around the same time, which I do always like to look at. Like what was coming out at the same time. Because
that's smart,
especially in the 70s. Like. Isn't that like when
there's
like special effects weren't as great then, but in the 70s they like used more like actual like props, like they built like if there is an alien in it, they built the alien and then they had it like, so it's like more vivid, so you can actually visualize it. But others think, well, it's just an owl. It's an owl and it's carrying its prey. To which I say, you haters, to which I say, it is flesh toned. It does not have feathers.
It also didn't have, it had hands. It didn't have wings.
It wasn't, did it ever fly? No, it never flew.
Why would an owl scurry out and then run back into the woods?
An owl would fly away
And owls don't usually just walk out on the ground like other birds.
No, not like geese.
Right. The goose.
The goose.
The goose.
The goose.
Sorry, we have some geese at work.
We do.
We thought one had one leg, but then we found out that apparently they like stand on them and like tuck it up.
They tuck up. This came from my cousin because she Googled it because I asked her. I asked my family, I was like, do geese tuck their legs? Because this goose only has one leg. And then she was like, per Google, geese tuck their legs to conserve energy and like keep themselves warm.
Yeah.
So
another random fact. You're welcome.
Yeah. Have fun with that. Nobody's saying that the Dover demon is a goose, just so we're clear. Right. However, they are saying that it's a baby moose.
A baby moose? Mm-hmm. Get out of here.
They believe that, oh no, these people just saw a baby moose.
What are there mooses in... Moose? I
don't, it's moose.
Are there moose?
The plural of moose is moose.
Why? English is so confusing.
English is weird.
Are there moose in Massachusetts?
No.
Okay, then they did not see a baby moose.
Exactly. I said interesting considering, one, moose were not in season, even if they are in Massachusetts.
Moose are in season?
They weren't in season. Like they wouldn't have been breeding. There wouldn't have been a baby moose at this time in April.
Yeah, they're no fools.
Yeah, and then also they don't inhabit this area. This is Massachusetts is not their habitat for a moose.
Coastal? It like goes out into like it's
like
coastal.
Boston. Yeah.
Why would there be meese there?
The meese.
I want to say meese.
I know. I said that too, jokingly. But like, there wouldn't be a moose. Even if it had wandered, again, if it was a baby moose, say all the stars aligned and a moose gave birth in April, which wouldn't happen, and then that baby moose wandered its way to Massachusetts, it would have been easily found. They would have been able to find it. The police were out there looking for a creature. They were looking for something. They were looking for what they saw. They weren't even looking for like an alien-like weird creature to discover. They were looking for something that could have been mistaken as what these people saw.
It also didn't. They never said it had fur. Like what? And like
Which?
And look at this thing.
A moose.
First of all, it's adorable.
Yeah, baby moose, so cute.
That has ears like that. Did they ever say it had ears?
No, but I will say, in regards to the flesh toned skin, if you're seeing it at night and it's a baby moose,
sure,
moose is moosin. They're brown.
Yes,
so they could be flesh toned.
They could be flesh toned.
That could be mistaken as flesh toned. You know,
for sure. Well, I mean, it is flesh toned, and it's like it could be. Yeah, and at night, because that one was like I mean, this one could be... It could also be an albino.
Could be an albino moose.
An albino moose. But they don't look. They have ears. This is cute.
Aren't they adorable?
They're really... Guys, look up baby mooses.
And baby moose.
Baby moose.
Look up baby moose.
They're cute. And I don't think that that's the same thing.
That kind of looks like a kangaroo.
It really does.
In that image.
It really does. I just don't think that would be...
I don't think it would be a moose. There's that's too far of a stretch.
Yeah.
Like they would have been able to find a baby moose, or at least, the carcass of a baby moose if it had starved, like they would have been able to find it. And
also if it had wandered up into Massachusetts when it's not even in Massachusetts, first of all, you think it would have been with its family. That's
what I'm saying. Like, when you said maybe it ran away from its mom.
Yeah.
Like, if it did run away from its mom, then or something happened to its mom.
They would have spotted
and it ran away and it just kept running up. They would have seen it. They would have found it. It's a baby moose. It would have been scared.
They would have found a mom moose somewhere.
No, even if mom moose had died before and then it just wandered into Massachusetts somehow because it doesn't know where it's going because it's a baby moose.
Walking.
Yeah. Anyways,
sorry, we're really sidetracking.
That's the most common. Oh, it's a moose. No, it's not. It literally isn't in season. It doesn't live there, and it would have been so easy to capture a baby moose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because it seems to be hanging out in the same area.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. What other people say it was a dog. Other people say it was a monkey because of John Baxter's description.
They would have known what a dog looked like. Come on.
Yeah. Other people say it could have been an alien.
Well, yeah.
Which obviously is what I was like. It sounds like an alien, but it does sound like an discounted alien for some reason. I don't know. Maybe the people who were investigating it got brainwashed by the alien to be like, definitely not an alien. Not an
alien sighting. Yeah.
Some people say it's like some sort of mutation.
Okay, that's
that they saw.
Possibility,
which could be. I mean, you know, like, but I feel like you would hear about. Which I mean, I guess like if there was like an animal testing something and it was a mutation and they like it escaped, they wouldn't want that to get out, so they wouldn't alert people, and then they figure out these sightings happen, and so then they like go and they find it and they take it back, and that's why there's been no other sightings.
That's a possibility.
You know, that makes sense too.
Yes.
Other people say it's just a hoax. But again, we've already talked about why we don't believe it's a hoax.
Right. Well, sure, anything could be a hoax.
Yeah. Now, what is weird about this and about the mutation thing about them going back to get it is that the sightings were not made public until May. Like a month later. So probably because they didn't want like mass hysteria to break out.
Right.
You know? They'd be like, they saw these sightings here and then like nothing else happened, you know, like, so, and that's exactly it. Like nothing else really happened.
That's it.
It just seemed to wander around for like a couple of days and then dip.
I feel like it was scared because it was like standing against that tree in that one. And that's another thing with the moose, like, it wouldn't be standing.
Right. A moose doesn't stand
on its hind. I'm sure it gets up like deer do to like eat off of trees and stuff.
Or like your dog, like Suki. We give Suki a little nibble of ribs the other night.
Oh, she loved it.
And then we put her back down, and then because we have like that kitchen island area. And so we put her back down, and then she was like walking on her back legs trying to get up to the ribs.
She was like, let me have it. That was good.
Yeah, we just let her like nibble on them. We didn't let her like bite the bone, but like nibble the fat off the bone a little bit. It was funny. But yeah, so it just seemed to wander around. And it's like nothing else really has happened. I know this is kind of an anticlimactic end, but like it's been mentioned in pop culture. It's been mentioned in like series, like TV series, like The Lost Tapes, graphic novel called Proof, and a couple of anime as well.
So, I mean, for only 3 sightings, I mean, that's still kind of good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, why did it gain so much attention and there's only 3 sightings? I think it's because of the drawings. I really do. Yeah. Because if you compare the drawings, they're very, very similar. I need to see
these drawings. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times when people are trying to say it was like a bird or something, or like...
Right. It's like it would have
a moose.
Flown.
Like, ew. Sorry, I already saw part. Oh, I don't like this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's like, the original? Like, where's the art guy?
The art guy. This is Baxter's drawing.
Okay.
Which I feel like, see how it's like molded together. It looks like an alien. Like, I don't understand why we discounted it as an alien.
Looks like an alien. What is he saying? Did he say, did he like put descriptions of what the animal?
Yeah, he said eyes glow faintly.
Okay.
Hand script.
Oh, so they glow faintly for him.
Hand script around the tree.
Oh, so it went around the tree.
He saw the silhouette of it. Its feet were molded to the rocks as seen by John Baxter on the morning of Friday, April 22nd at 12:30 a.m.
And he kept it. April 22nd. Wow.
Yeah.
So he saw, and then where is that the guys? Or is that just like...
No, this is just like an interpretation.
Oh, I meant the one under it.
This one?
To the left.
This one?
Yeah, is that it? Or no?
Possibly.
Or just look it up. I don't know.
There's like so many drawings
look it up,
now
guys.
of
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah, because people have like recreated.
Yeah.
Look, this person said moose. Or is it that one?
I think it's this one.
I think it's that one. It looks like an art student.
Yeah.
Wait, click on it.
But it's important that he was an art student because he like understood like the importance of like dimensions and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
It looks like a giant frog body with really long legs and then an egg head.
But like it doesn't look like a frog body.
Well, no, but like
it's like just a rib cage.
Not the ribs.
Not the ribs. Another fun fact,
right,
people.
Guys.
Did you know your ribs come up to your throat?
They really do. They come up
to your like. There's like your collarbone, and then like right next to your collarbone is where your ribs start.
Yeah. because your rib cage like encloses. We just never thought about it. Okay, don't come for us.
Yeah, don't come for us. Also, your lungs expand down.
Yeah.
They get longer when you breathe.
We had lots of lessons this week. We
really did.
Google searching. Yeah.
We really did. But yeah. So that is the Dover Demon. Let me know if you think you've ever seen the Dover Demon and you just never said anything. Let me know your theories on the Dover Demon, what you think it probably is, or could be, or could not be. I don't think it's a alien, and here's why. I
don't think it's an owl, because here's why.
Yeah, let us know. Or again, if you're like, well, maybe it was this type of animal. This kind of sounds like what you're describing, and they're like not very common, and maybe somebody had one as like a pet, and it got out, and then they just got it back.
Yeah, please let us know if you had a Dover Demon as a pet.
Yeah,
that's got to be known.
Here, Dover.
Yeah. And you can tell us all that at
lattespodcast@gmail.com, or you can reach us on Facebook and Instagram under Lattes on My Mind, or you can go to our website.
It's true.
Podcast.com.
Oh gosh, we just forgot.
Lattespodcast.com.
Yes.
And you can also comment on any of our posts that we make on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, or YouTube.
Also submit your animals, because we have an animal page.
Yes, we do.
That we really want to add to on our website.
On lattespodcast.com.
Yes. If it's the Dover Demon, we'll post it.
We will post your Dover Demon.
Yes.
and we will love him.
Yes, we will.
Or her.
Yeah, who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say it's a guy? Everybody's like, everything I saw was like, they saw the Dover Demon and he was blah, blah, blah. What if it's a female?
Yeah, get out of here. What are all cryptids male?
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, besides the female, there is a female. The Sasquatch, the famous one, is supposedly a female. But everything else, I feel like, has been a male.
Yeah. What's up with that, you guys?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because men are creepy. And cryptids are creepy.
Hey, we're not calling all men creepy, but
No, but
just
Texas Roadhouse dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.